My dad and I had the same dentist, Dr. Hernandez, so it was fun to see him, and he's cleaning my teeth, and he goes, "I miss your dad." And I go, "I know, I miss him too." And he goes, "No, you don't understand. You have to look at my Yelp page." So this is a little addition on this half of the tour. Oh, fuck, I don't have, I'm not wearing my glasses because I'm shooting a special. Somebody throw me some readers. Just one of you, some of you, you know, don't panic. Just chuck them right up on stage. Readers don't have like a specific, okay. What do you clean these with, salami? I'm kidding. Be grateful. I appreciate you. This is my dad's Yelp review. 5 stars. My dentist theory is, if it doesn't hurt, don't fix it. At 84, this has worked pretty good for me. Now I finally find an exception to my rule, and that exception is James Hernandez. No time is wasted with Jimmy at the helm. He has golden hands, fixing what ails your mouth promptly and efficiently. Get rid of your old shit dentist and switch to the best. Tell him Schleppy sent you. Oh my God. So funny. He called himself a reverse snob, which I tried to explain to him is really just a snob, you know, and but he hated rich people, and they would go to Florida in the winters for a while, because Jewish law, and he'd sit at the Starbucks and heckle people. And he's sitting there, and a guy in a Bentley pulls into one of the spots, and my dad stands at the head of it and starts going, "Good for you! Good for you. You got yourself a Bentley. That could probably feed 100,000 people in Africa, but you need a Bentley. Good for you." My stepmother called me. She's like, "I don't know what's going on. Your father's been punched in the face 3 winters in a row." Like, if he saw anyone with a Rolex, he'd be like, "Oh, nice Rolex. My Timex was $30 and I can swim in it. But good for you. You need a Rolex now. Everybody knows you're rich." He really fucking hated rich people until I started making money. Then he was like, "I'm never flying coach again." Next, my mother, my biological mother, Beth Ann O'Hara. And I know some of you your wheels are spinning. She married an Irish Catholic man. She's fully Jewish. You can still jerk off to me. Beth Ann died 8 years ago. And let me describe her. She was just a natural beauty, no makeup. She wore like overalls with paint all over them because she'd paint in them, and like 2 different color socks, and she had a jewelry box, but it was filled with like political pins, and like, you know, no bra, nipples out because fuck the man. And then in contrast to that, her personality was, this isn't an original way to describe her, but she really was exactly Diane Chambers from Cheers. Like, she really said, like, when and where, and, you know, grammar and diction and enunciation were her passions. I remember being with her as a kid. We were ordering food, and she goes, "I'll have the breakfast croissant." And, you know, we live in Manchester, New Hampshire. They say avocado there. I'm like, "Mom." The girl's like, "The what?" The croissant, the breakfast croissant. I'm like, "Mom, it's a croissant sandwich. We're at Burger King. Like, meet people where they're at." She was a director. She directed local theater in Manchester, New Hampshire, and she was a born director, you know, little notes, little corrections for everyone she met. Never met a comment card she didn't fill out. She was actually the voice of our local movie theater, Bedford Mall Cinemas, where all bargain matinees are only $2 Monday through Saturday. And she got the job because she complained. She went right in and said, I called to see what movies were playing, and the man on the line was indecipherable. He had no diction. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. They were like, you want to do it? She was like, well, I don't know. Yes, yes, okay. And a star was born. She really never lied. It would never occur to her to lie, even to like protect someone's feelings. She just didn't do it, you know, like she was directing a play and one of her young actresses asked her, you know, Beth Ann, do you think I could really make it someday? And she said, no. The only reason I know that story was I was asking my sister Susie if she had any stories about Mom, and she told that to me, and I said, how do you know that? Were you there? And she said, no, Mom told me because she couldn't figure out why that girl was crying. That girl, Pam Sullivan. Right, you've never heard of her. Right? Not talented. Did not have it. But, you know, she was my mom. I sat with her as she was dying, and I was holding her hand, and it was a quiet moment, and it was the last thing she said to me, and she looked up and she said, your hair, it's so dry. I really wouldn't change it for the world, you know? I know it sounds like I'm being hard on her, but honestly, I'm so grateful. She always told me the truth, and it was a bummer a lot of the time, but sometimes it was something nice, and then I knew it was true, you know? I mean, I think we need more Beth Anns in the world, you know? If we're lacking anything in this world right now, it's truth, you know? But the cold, hard, braless nipples of truth. Enter Janice, my wicked stepmother, as she called herself. She was just the sweetest lady you could ever meet. Just to give you a idea, like bleach blonde hair, face full of makeup, nails that matched the shoes, a whole outfit. She had a style, very different from my mother, and so sweet. And one time she picked me up after work, and I got in the car, and she said, what do you think of my makeup? And because I am my mother's daughter, I did have several notes. But because I was also Janice's daughter, I did know to shut the fuck up and tell her it was beautiful. And honestly, thank God I did, because then she said, it's tattooed. Janice was very literal. What do I mean by that? I don't even know, but she needed like specific instructions, you know? She wasn't dumb, she was literal. She was very good at sports, for instance, because she could learn each step. You know how like I put my hair in a ponytail? It's just like, blah, 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 you know? I feel like she'd be like, you pull the hair through, and then you twist, and then you put the hair through that. You know what I mean? She was very step by step. You know how you scramble an egg, you just go like, kind of have a feel for it? I feel like Janice would be like, you put the fork in, and then you put it in 100 little circles. I was in the car with her, and I go, Janice, do you have any chapstick? And she looks, and she goes, oh, shit. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry, I don't. And I go, it's okay. And then like a moment later, she goes, I have something called Vaseline lip therapy. Yeah, that's great. You know I'm not sponsored by Chapstick, right? My sister Laura is just an all-around artist. She does everything, and she had painted something, and she thought, oh, Janice would like this, so she mailed it to her. And then Janice got it, and she called Laura, and she goes, how did you know? And Laura goes, know what? And she goes, it's all my colors. Tan, bronze, and animal print. This woman. You know, I've been doing stand-up since I was 17, and when I think back at my younger years, at how absolutely cunty and judgmental I was, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I